Hi, my name is Frank A. Thomas, and I had the marvelous opportunity to speak with Reverend Dr. Danielle Brown, the senior pastor of the Shiloh Baptist Church in Plainfield, New Jersey, about preaching. Check out this clip from our conversation. To watch the full interview, click the link at the end of the video or in the description below. I guarantee you will be blessed. So how would you characterize your preaching?
So I think my preaching is both expository and narrative. Okay. And it probably depends on the way it comes to me. I have kind of two methods, and I don't know if that's kind of jumping ahead of your, but I have two methods or two approaches to my sermon development. The first would be kind of a Lectio Divina, where I do a reading of the text. I pray, I read the text one time out loud, I read the text a second time, and as I'm going through the second time, I'm writing what I call pops. Right. So anything that just pops out to me, it could be a word, a phrase, in the text, not necessarily in the text, whatever comes to mind in that second reading. And then I go back and interrogate those pops. And often, that probably is the approach that I take more often. I interrogate those pops and my sermonic, my points and the body of my sermon often, is born in that process. Right. And then once I come up with my points and the things that I really want to zero in on, then I'll, later go to my commentary and make sure that, hey, is there something more? Is there something I can add to this? There's another method that Dr. Glover taught me called thinking, feeling, doing. And so I create a grid. And on that grid, I list all of the characters in a passage. Who's there, who's not there, who is not mentioned, who should be there, right? And then what they're thinking, feeling, and doing. And from that, I can develop typically whatever a person is thinking, feeling, or doing, or somewhere in that development of that grid, I'm getting points or some things that, hey, I can follow this storyline. Often when I do the grid, the sermon is more narrative. When I am doing the Lectio approach, it is more expository. And so either way, either way. But I always endeavor to be faithful to the text. I tell my students and the ministers in my church, and hold myself to it, that all of my points should be able to be connected somewhere in the text, that we're not just kind of pulling things out of the air. So I would say narrative and expository and approach, but it just kind of depends on how it comes to me.